Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. So, 24 hours removed since the news that hit us last night where Pochettino left Chelsea. And what situation do we find ourselves in now? This is the question. I can't lie, I am fuming. I am livid. Because what I'm about to show you shows the state that we are in as a football club and as a fan base. I'm sticking the fan base into this now because we all have to be involved in this as a whole. There's many spectrums on this fan base. I'm going to address that afterwards, right? Because what I'm about to show you should be shocking and should be non-negotiable as a complete international war crime. To use as a metaphor. Don't use that term loosely, but you get the gist. The names that Chelsea are now we're linked with, but the names that have been briefed, we have to remember the way that the journalists work that we all mention all the time, receive briefs. When it all comes out at the same time from multiple people, it's a brief. And that's exactly what we've been getting today. Brief after brief after brief after brief after brief. But we have an alignment. And we now have an understanding of what names are in the frame to replace Pochettino at Chelsea. And I don't understand how there aren't people literally outside now with flipping pitchforks. Like, I don't understand how we're not even at that point. Just by reading these names. It's incredible. Let's get into it. Let's show you these names. Here are the names. This is from Liam Toomey, Simon Johnson, The Athletic, and Fabrizio's coming next. So here it is. Chelsea have identified a shortlist of candidates to become their next head coach and hope to make an appointment in a matter of days. Kieran Mckenna, Enzo Maresca, Thomas Frank, Sebastian Hoeneß, challenging. Vincent Kompany, unlikely. De Zerbi, unlikely but not ruled out. And Tuchel, Conte or Mourinho, absolutely no chance. Let's now go to Fabrizio, and then I'll give you what I have to say. Thomas Frank, Kieran Mckenna, Enzo Maresca have all been mentioned internally at Chelsea. It's still an open race. Seb Hoeneß remains highly rated but considered difficult to appoint. No talks with Kompany on the buying list. Thomas Tuchel, Flick or Conte. Internal discussions are on. So they align. And there's more. But I'm not going to show you every single flipping journalist that's decided to speak today because there's about 1 million. Including Di Marzio and people, all sorts, loads. So it's a brief. These are the names that we're linked with. These are the names we're looking at. These are the names that the club happily wants the fan base to know about. Mckenna, Maresca, Frank. Now let's actually get to the bottom of a few of those names. Sebastian Hoeneß, who I'm going to mention in a sec, I know some people would look at him and go, oh, no, you know what? Interesting. Yeah, he's staying at Stuttgart. He's staying at Stuttgart. And I'll show you in a sec as to how we've come to that conclusion. Actually, you know what? No, you know what? Let's dive right into it. Let's show you. This is Ben Jacobs, because obviously he's one of them too. Here's Ben Jacobs. Let's read through all of this. I don't normally do this, but let's read through all of this because we got to understand what's going on here. Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley will lead Chelsea's search for a new manager. Oh, great, because they done great the last time, didn't they? I'm coming to them in a sec. Hold that thought. Prior to Mauricio Pochettino's departure, succession planning had already begun. Clubs do this even if they don't make a change when there is uncertainty or potential demand in other cases, or a manager is simply on a short-term contract. Expected to be a fast appointment, Kieran Mckenna, Michel, Enzo Maresca and Thomas Frank all discussed. Again, same names, okay. Sebastian Hoeneß is expected to stay at Stuttgart, as Fabrizio Romano has called, but is another name spoken of. There we are. Eddie Howe appreciated, but no approach to date. Roberto De Zerbi and Ruben Amorim not viewed as likely at this stage. Volume of names show Chelsea have done their diligence, allowing them to move quickly. Oh boy, I'm coming to that. Hold that thought. Thomas Tuchel won't be offered a return, nor will Jose Mourinho, who is currently in Saudi Arabia. As for Pochettino, understand he's happy to go straight back into work. His departure is described as amicable, if you say so. Chelsea's strong end to the season and form since Boxing Day, plus the young squad he was working with, means he leaves with plenty of plaudits within the industry. Pochettino will walk into the job. Don't worry about Poch. Whether it's Man United, or whether it's Bayern Munich, or whether it's even England, who he's now been linked with, same as Thomas Tuchel, who's been linked with the England job as of minutes ago. He will walk into a job, especially with how the last season has just ended at Chelsea. In fact, Pochettino will be praised by a lot of the people within the industry. He doesn't need to worry. He will get a job very quickly. But again, the names that we are linked with, I have to say this, are we all happy with this? Chelsea Football Club are linked with Mckenna, Maresca, Thomas Frank. Are you hearing this? Are people hearing this? Or has everyone just been completely desensitized? Everyone's just become desensitized at this. Oh, yeah, you know what? No, actually, he might be good. You lot are brainwashed. You lot are brainwashed. It's crazy. We live in an age now where if you stick a camera in front of a manager, you get him a tactical board and you've got some pins in front of him. All of a sudden, he's an expert. He knows exactly what he's doing. Bring him in. He's the next Pep Guardiola. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They're from the Championship. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to become top managers. No, but this is like pulling out a year 10 student and sticking him into an A-level. It's not going to happen. 1 in a million, maybe, right? The super brainy kid who's just projected to get, I don't know, into Harvard. Maybe with his IQ at 260. Maybe he might be that special kid that you could throw in to take an A-level. Maybe. But are you honestly telling me that you can easily pluck out a year 10 student and throw in him? Don't forget even doing your GCSEs. Forget even doing your AS. You go straight to A-level, mate. You jump 4 years. Because that is exactly what people are expecting here of Mckenna or Maresca or someone like that to come into the Chelsea job. Oh no, but Younes, there's no one else we can go for, so... Well, do something, say something. We need to voice this displeasure. The club is being run into the ground with these decisions. Do people not understand that we're going backwards and backwards and backwards? We were fuming with a Graham Potter. Why? Because he was not ready. He came from Brighton. Brighton, who were behind us, just behind us. Mid-table Premier League. Now you're expecting a Championship manager to come into Chelsea and top 4, Champions League. You lot are dreaming. This is insane. This is insane. This is insane. And now let's go to the people that are going to select. Oh yeah, because clearly we've been told by multiple people, and I've read them out, right? Oh, Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley are going to be leading the charge. Yeah, because like I said, the last one was fantastic. Oh, and they're not going to take too much time. They're going to make a quick decision with this one. Oh, hang on. Are we not doing what happened last time before we got Pochettino? Oh, no, hang on. Oh, are we not going to go through a long and extensive recruitment process so then we can understand every single little detail that we are looking for before we appoint someone? Oh, is that not the case? Here's what we saw from Jacob Steinberg. Chelsea had concerns over Pochettino's tactics, and one well-placed source privately described his training as antiquated, old-fashioned, outdated. I'm sorry, did we not do a long and extensive recruitment process? How long did it take for us to hire Pochettino? You will remember, we were here waiting for someone to get hired. It took flipping ages. We were like, what the hell's going on here? What are we waiting for? We all remember that. And then when he finally walked through the door, we were like, okay, no, you know what? We went through an entire whole flipping process. We love that word. They've definitely looked at every single little detail. And now we're hearing, oh no, hang on, the way he trains players, nah, not so good. What? Come on, this is BS. This is BS. This is pure lies. This is a fabrication. We either didn't do a long and extensive process, or this isn't true. One of them. People are not mugs. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. And what's crazy? This is now we point to the owners, right? People are going to paint the bigger picture here now. We have just sacked Pochettino. Actually, mutual consent, which clearly Poch has decided, see you lot later, I'm out. But he's gone, and the directors are still here going to make the decision to hire the next manager. Do you trust these guys to pick the next manager? That's what I'm going to ask all of you now. Do you trust them? I don't trust them to run a bath. I do not trust them to even run a bath. And the ones that have hired those guys are the ones I have a problem with. Why? Why do you think those directors are in place? Why do you think they're still here and they're not going out the door with Pochettino? Because they execute exactly what they're told to do. They are yes men. These names, why do you think? Now let's think a little bit, yeah? Start thinking critically instead of like a brainwashed sheep. Why do you think, right? Think of this logically. Why do you think we're linked with the tier below? Managers from the championship, managers that haven't achieved anything, managers that don't have a name. Why do you think we're linked with only those sort of managers? Why? Answer that question, why? I'll give you 5 seconds to think. In fact, you can pause the video and have a think if you want. Go on. Because they absolutely do not want to take a risk again of getting in someone that is not going to be a yes man. They have just seen what's happened with Pochettino. They have just heard the displeasure that he's had. They have just heard the concerns that he's had. They have just heard exactly what he's wanted, what he's demanded, and what he feels he deserves, and he hasn't got it, and now he's gone, and now they do not want to run a risk of appointing someone that is going to cause any sort of turbulence in the future. Forget now, because now it's very easy for someone to be able to come in and paint the picture like, I will do exactly what you want. I will do exactly what you're going to tell me. I will do exactly what the job entitles me to do. Everything's going to be lovey-dovey. This is what you want. No, this is what I want as well. Everything's going to be perfect. Don't worry about it. We're all on the same page. It's very easy to do that at the very beginning when it feels rosy and you've just walked through the door. When you begin to understand people and you begin to know them and you spend time with them and you understand what they're about, and over a long period of time, you begin to have questions and then they don't answer you. And then you start to not get what you want. And then you start thinking, oh, this is a little bit sketchy. This is starting to get dodgy. That comes with time. They do not want to risk having someone who's going to form an opinion of their own and ask a question. They do not want that. They want someone that's not done anything in the game yet. So then they can look up to these owners and directors and go, oh, wow, no, you're Chelsea Football Club. Like, no, you know better than me. I've not been at this level before. I don't know. I'm going to listen to you. That's what they want. That's why we're linked with championship managers. That's why we're linked with completely below even adequate tier managers. And like I said, not to say these managers won't become good in the future, but the jump from where they are now to Chelsea is going to kill them. You're killing them. Or you keep them and we suffer. We suffer. Don't worry, we suffer. We go back into 14th. Fine. Or we even risk relegation. Screw it. Maybe we go to the championship, so then they go back into an environment that they're familiar with. That way they can win something from the championship. Yeah, they can get promotion. Oh, great, because they've done that before. Yeah, no, they've done that before. They have the expertise to do that because they've done that before. Absolutely. No, that's without question. But that would mean us getting relegated first. So, pick your poison. This is why they're going for those sort of managers. This is why. It's absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And for anyone that doesn't actually notice by now that is the problem at this club, that is the poison, that is the source of the issues we've seen for the last 2 years, is that one point alone. They don't want to change their model. They don't want to change the strategy. They're all about the cash. They're all about the profits coming in. Hence why we're about to say goodbye to Gallagher and Chalobah. You best believe. But not just that. This has been the entire foundation since they've walked through the door. And we've had doubts and we've had, please change it, please change it, please change it, please. And they keep doubling and doubling and doubling and doubling down. And now this has happened. Now they've doubled down and they're going for a championship manager. You guys are crazy. You guys are mad. You guys are insane. And personally, as far as I'm concerned, you killed the club. You've killed the club. And I'm not going to be asking to change the model any longer. That's it. Because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. There needs to be action at this point. I look at the CST. I look at various bodies now. I look at what the hell's going to do, what we're going to do now, what we're going to do. Because as of just minutes ago, this is the latest. From BBC, Chelsea are believed to be in pole position for Kieran Mckenna. We're edging closer. Closer and closer and closer. Closer and closer. Anyone that actually thinks someone like Mckenna will walk in and get top 4, you're gone. I'm sorry. You're gone. Respectfully, you have your opinion. I have mine. I respect that. Cool. Have it. I'm not saying change it. Don't need to change it. It's you. You do you. But in my view, you're gone. These clowns at the top are destroying the football club. End of story. At this point, they are killing it, if they've not already done so. That's why I've said they've killed the club. And at the moment now, where we've managed to salvage some sort of European football based on what Man United are going to do in that final, we have a chance to be able to go for a Tommy T, to be able to go all guns blazing and try and get Alonso out of his job, or get Amorim if you want a new gen manager that you can be half decent about. You can look and go, oh, you know what, he's got something to his name, right? You can... Now, we're not even doing that. We're making De Zerbi look good. I don't want De Zerbi, don't bring De Zerbi, but we're actually making De Zerbi look good. We've not learned from what happened with Potter. He wasn't ready. We've not learned from the changes that we made since then. Nah. We've not learned from actually hiring Poch in the first place. If you have no idea what he's about and you went through a long and extensive process and you didn't even know what you were hiring, he didn't even... We've learned nothing. We've learned nothing. This club is running on luck. Incredible. I ask all of you, let me know how you feel in the comments. Let me know how you feel. And are you okay with this? Are you okay with this? That's my question to you. Like, are you fine with all of this? Because if you're fine with all of this, if most of the fan base are just like, oh, cool, then why bother? Why bother? We'll just see the whole thing crash into the flipping ground. No problem. We'll just commentate and just watch and just don't care. I'm the way I am because I'm livid about the way the club's being run now. I don't want this for my football club. I don't want to see us like this. This is insane. There's not been one indicator to show that the ones running the club actually have some sort of good intention. Clearly they don't. Or they're deluded. They're either calculated and they know exactly what they're doing, or they are flipping deluded, which I don't want to say, because you don't become that successful, rich, all by being deluded. You get there by being calculated, even if it's in a bad way, but you know what you're doing and it's calculated. You don't become a billionaire by luck. I refuse to look at them and go, no, you guys are just stupid. No, that's not the case. Which is why I'm saying their intentions are not good. That's why. So I ask you, are you okay with this? Let me know in the comments. Much appreciated. And I will catch all of you tomorrow for a brand new one, or maybe a brand new two. I'll see you then. Have a good one, people. In a bit. Take care and peace.